Ooh, 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 yeah, ooh, ooh, yeah, ooh, ooh, yeah, ooh, yeah, ooh, oh, Hi all my beautiful people. Today it's really dark. So I've got my torch on and trying to make it not too bright. Yeah. So I hope you can see me in some way or the other. It's actually 7:15, but it's getting darker. Actually, I might just take the curtains aside because the sun is coming in a little while. Wait. Okay, so welcome to our Sunday Shining in this little primitive space I have here, and thank you all for your really wonderful comments and also very thoughtful comments. So I'll try to go into some of the things that you have been saying and just share also what's on my heart right now today. So life is good. Life is good, although it's very strange and very challenging for many of us. So the main thing I feel that I'm learning really every day, the main message I feel I'm being given is to slow down and to be in the moment. And that is all that matters, and that in the present moment is where your power is. There isn't really, the present moment is really all there is. But we are in an enormous shift, the whole world. And I was just reading John Smallman's message for today, where Jesus says to us that we are awakening. Humanity is awakening. And what does it mean to awaken? Let's take it again. Let's do it again. It means that you realize that you are not what you thought you were. That you are actually love itself. That your personality is not very important at all. It's actually has no real importance. And that you're here to shine the light, which is to be your essential self, your deep self. We have been our superficial self, which was in many ways a made-up self. But of course, the essence of who we are, the makeup, our soul qualities always were shining through to some degree. But now we're being asked to go deep into our soul essence, into our true self, and only live from there. And that we're realizing that life is beautiful. Life is not difficult, really. And we're not here to suffer. And it is so difficult because we have been so this has been reality for us, that suffering, having a hard time, living a life that actually was very unhappy, was the norm. And so those of us who really are stepping into our new lives are realizing that we don't need it, and really it was made up. It's something we thought we had to suffer, but we don't. We're here to enjoy ourselves. And as soon as it clicks, as soon as we allow that statement to just flash through us like a river, just flowing right through every cell of our being, that okay, I'm here to enjoy myself, and that's what's real. If we allow that for 1 second, it starts to manifest more and more, and we can see, oh, that's right. I can feel right now, right where I am, in the apparent circumstances I am in, I can shift and just enjoy myself right in this moment. And that wart on my big toe, or that headache I had, or whatever it was, it starts fading. It's not really there anymore, and suddenly it's gone. Because I thought I needed it. I thought it was part of the package of life. You come to Earth and you get this package, and the package is full of pain. And you realize that that package was just made up. So as we awaken, we realize we are love, and we are light, and we are joy, and we are peace, and that's all we need to really focus on. And so, of course, when our whole perception of life shifts, our reality shifts. The world we live in shifts. Because we are seeing with new eyes. And as Jesus said, we weren't really seeing, we were blind before. And now we can see that the world around me is a perception. It is mirroring what I believe. If I believe I'm here to be, I have to have this sickness, I have to be in pain, I have to have bad relationships, that is what's going to manifest. And of course, people are not doing this consciously. It's a subconscious. It's an unconscious choice. I mean, people don't come into this world saying, I want to create misery for myself and everyone else. They don't do it consciously. But that's the thing that happens when we start awakening, that there's many layers of our consciousness, and in the beginning, most of what we do and experience is all from the subconscious, and it's out of our control. And when we awaken, we realize, oh my goodness, I can just go into these layers of consciousness and I can just tidy it all up. I can just make it as I want it to be. So my mind and all the ideas and thoughts of my ancestors, which I have carried on, I can just let go of. I don't need to use them. They were just tools, and they were really bad tools. Usually they were really bad tools. For creating a good life, they were very bad tools. I can just put those tools down, and in a way I don't really need any tools, because I can just be the light I am. I can just be the love I am. Just feel it, and then I am it. And from this way of sensing myself, that I am love, I am light, I am peace, I am this sun shining, and everyone else is. We're all these suns. I come into this awareness and I feel it then I can start creating my day, go about my things out of that energy. And then of course the day I unfold, all the things I do change. I might be in the same office or the same house or with the same people, but I change. So it's so wonderful. And in the John Smallman message I just read from Jesus, he says again and again, celebrate. And when I do a little song on the video, or all these times I've done a little song, or really anything, often when we just are looking into nature, into a flower, we're celebrating this moment. And isn't it beautiful how we can always just celebrate? And singing a little song in this moment is a celebration of this now, this moment, celebrating. Even though I have the wart on my big toe and the headache, I choose now to celebrate. And when I go into this celebration, I'm in the love that I am. I'm home. I'm in my creator being. So we have learnt that we do all these things. Everything is a big struggle, and then when everything is done and everything is good, we will celebrate. But we're being told, just celebrate now. Just celebrate. And then life becomes, we become the celebration. We are the celebration. And there's nothing to wait for to celebrate. Because we can just celebrate right now. And then we become the celebration. So I'll just turn down the heater, or turn it off, I think, because a gas heater actually makes a lot of humidity. And we don't want too much humidity in here. It gets a little bit wet. Here comes the sun. Okay, so one of the things you, Richard, wrote, and I just love how you all share these comments and messages, and it's really good to share what you are thinking, and just what's going on in your mind or awareness. And you commented on the whole thing of how I said last time, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you are, it doesn't matter what you do, it doesn't matter. And going into this, it does matter, it doesn't matter, and it does matter. Essentially, when we go deep enough and we have awakened enough, nothing matters around us really. It's only our state of being. So the awakened master, he can be anywhere at any time and still shine his light brightly. And so, but we're all on different levels, and are making our way into our mastery, and so things do matter. But I think as we go, we can always see things in two ways. So the thing is, as we awaken and we realize this is where I am, and I am the master of my life, we are the ones who have to make sure that that our life is structured in a way that we blossom the best. And so sometimes we have to make changes, like I have moved and I have changed my life in a way which I could see where I am on my evolution, my development. I needed to make that change because in a way, I'm really not ready for that challenge I was in. I'm not awakened enough. That's one way of putting it. Another way of putting it is, it's just not meant to be for me on this journey. It had to shift. I had to move myself to a different location, and that's what's right for me. And so that mattered. But everything, nothing is cut out in a particular form. So everything has many aspects to it. So, but to just make this really simple, for us, where we are on our journeys, no matter where you are in your life and what you've done and what has happened and what's happening around you, the practice for us is to become completely, deeply connected with who we are and right where we are right now, and sense, how do I feel? Do I feel good right now where I am? Does this feel good for me? Is this healthy for me? Is this the right food? And we will get all these messages that will help us and guide us to make changes that are more ideal for us. So a fish needs to be in water. Take the fish out of water and it dies. So it matters. It matters that the fish is in the water. And so we can ask ourselves, as this little fish that we are, is this the right water I'm in? And do I need to make a change in some way or the other, so that right now in my life everything is better for me, or it's ideal for me? And so it is a balance of changing the outer circumstances, but always being deeply connected to the inner circumstances, or the inner voice, because our voice will keep guiding us. And in relationships, being with people, sometimes the relationships are very addictive, or we are with people who are very addictive, and so the best thing we can do for them is go away from them, so that we cannot be a part of their addiction. And so we're giving them the gift to stand and meet their own addiction without us being part of it. So all addictions are going to stop, because then they can't be. We can't live in addictive ways, which was the 3D way of being, was that we were addicted to something. It could be a sickness, it could be, usually it's suffering. We're addicted to suffering, addicted to alcohol, addicted to drugs, addicted to sugar, addicted to carbs, addicted to television, whatever. All this is being cleansed away, because you can't live aligned with your deep self and be addicted. Because addiction is always fleeing from yourself, running away from yourself. In our true nature, when we are deeply connected, we don't need addictions. We don't need to have an excess of anything or cling to anything, because we are abundance itself. And all that really will interest us is to unfold the abundance that we are. We don't need to fill anything into this, because we're not this empty hole anymore, empty space, which we were before. We are the fullness of life. And so all addictions will stop. So with relationships, sometimes it's very important that you are physically parted, so that whatever addictions there were on each side can be cleansed away. So and what matters, it matters, so everything can be, we can see it from one side and say this is truth, and we can also turn it right around and say that's also the truth. The truth is everywhere and in everything. So things matter. And what matters the most is our inner connection, because that's where everything that we need comes from. So yeah, I don't know if this is messy or strange, but I just wanted to shine some more light on this. So it matters that I make this video, it matters to me that I send this video out to you, and I would have liked to do it in more light, but that's not possible. So it matters that the light is on. I put this torch on so that you can see me. And it matters that I press the button. So yeah. So another thing that was mentioned by one of you, I think it was Joanna, was she asked me to shine a little light on the aspect of no time, how there is no time. And this can be really, really hard to grasp. How can there be no time when my clock is clicking, is ticking, and there's something called 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock, and I have to be at the church at 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock to get ready for our song, for our service. That is because, let's just go into this. In the physical realm, we need to understand everything in time, because it creates a structure that we understand. And also you see in nature, here comes spring, then comes summer, then comes autumn, then comes winter. There is a sequencing. There is what do you call it? A movement of life, where things start and things end. Things start and things end. And the sun comes up and it goes down. So in this physical world, it seems like there is time. There is a system, because that's the only way we can be physical. But that time is just in a way a tool. So what I got this week was to just close your eyes, just to tell you to close your eyes, and just remember the last time you really, really laughed. There's something that made you laugh and you could not stop laughing. It was so funny. It was so funny that all there was that joy you were feeling in that moment, because it was just so hilarious. And in that experience, there is no time. This is just so funny, and I don't know, I've experienced it sometimes in my life when something, and it's often something that wasn't even really very funny, but it seemed funny, and it made me laugh so much, and I just I just peed my pants, or just like the body can't keep up because you're laughing so much. In this state, there is no time. There is only the laughter and the joy. You become completely one with it. And in that moment, you're experiencing reality. So that is really the ocean of life that we are in. We are joy. We are love. We are peace. We are abundance. And so what we're being guided to, and in this awakening process, we're being gently and lovingly pushed out of time and into being, just being in this moment. And the more you allow yourself to be in this moment, the more you sense there is no time. It doesn't matter if it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm sitting here just sensing this moment. It's the beingness of life. There's no time there. It is life itself. And life is unfolding like a flower, with a petal and a new petal and a new petal. It's always unfolding from the center, which is eternal. It's an eternal outflow of the one life. And we are that. We are that eternal outflow. And so the more you allow yourself in your daily life to go into these states of beings, the more you can sense there is no time. So I am love, I am awareness, I am a presence on this planet at this moment, but I am so much more. I am not just this physical life, physical being, this name, this address. That's not all I am. There's something much, 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 much greater, which is me. And in that greatness, or in that ocean that I am, there is no time. Time is not interesting. It doesn't exist, and it's not needed. And we're being asked to create from here, to go into this state of being more and more and more. And we will naturally do it because it feels so good. And whatever we unfold at 6 o'clock in the night, or whatever time it is, whatever we unfold in this world, will be expressing the timeless. We will be more and more the timeless being that we are. So time is a good tool, like a spade you use to dig a hole. To get that hole, you could you could try with your fingers. They would wear out very quickly where I live because it's all very heavy clay. But that's a good tool to make the hole. And time is a good tool for us to understand just our physical presence here and our activities here. And arrangements with people. I'll meet you there at then and then and then. But it is only a tool. So the river of life is flowing under, over, around, everywhere else. We're in this ocean of life, which has many, 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 many dimensions, and they're all timeless. It's all happening right now. And so I got this one day, how can you understand that? When I think of my life, you think of your life, you were a baby, and then you were a child, and then you grew up, and all this. How can there be no time if all that has been? Well, the way I saw it one day, because I thought, how can that can't be right, because I'm not that baby. Well, in a way I am. I'm still that baby I was then, because it's still there, because nothing's gone. And how can that be? Well, that's because if you imagine your life as this big structure, like a big building, there's a room where you're the little baby, and the room where you were the little child running around playing. There's all these different rooms, and they're still there. It's all there. And right now you're in a different room where I'm 56, I'm nearly 57. I'm in that room, but the other rooms are there still. So it's not sequential as we understand it with our human mind. That was then, and then that was then, and then that's not the way reality is. As this is just a way of understanding how can there be no time, because everything's happening at the same time. But where I am on my evolution, on my journey, I need to be in that room where I'm experiencing becoming an older person with more life experience, and that's where I am at the moment in this physical life. And to make it more strange, I am living many other lives at the same time, because I'm so huge, I'm so multidimensional, which you are too. So this is only this life, from your birth, your conception, your birth and all this, is only one small aspect of you. But I just thought that was helpful to understand with the mind. How can there be no time? Well, that's because everything's happening at the same time. And the little baby I was, the little happy, sometimes happy girl I was running around playing, she's still there. I'm just not in that space at the moment. And in a way, it's very lovely to think of your life like that nothing ends. You're just always moving into a different area. In a way, it's like a spiral going up. You're just moving into a different space, but it's all there. The little innocent child in you, she's still there. and you can go to her. You can go to that room and be with her. She's still there. So in that way, nothing ends, nothing dies. The birds are waking up. So yeah, I think I'm going to end this video because I'm going to church and want to get it uploaded. And so yeah, this was a little bit about time and what matters. So yeah, I send you all my love where you are in your life, and may you feel this timeless dimension where the little child is playing, the little child that you are, all the laughter that just went on and on and on. Sense how it's all there right now. So take care, my friend, and I send you all my love. See you.